Welcome to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host Eben, and today's another exciting transmission fluid change. We're going to be servicing the trans fluid on Steven's beautiful new truck, only 10,000 miles. He's getting to it nice and early to make sure he's got all the high heat protection. We're going to be running the AMSOIL Fuel Efficient, which meets and exceeds almost all the major newer truck specifications for fuel efficiency. This right here is 100% synthetic, so you have a much higher film strength, and that's going to really protect the engine, protect the trans, should I say. We just got done doing the motor oil on his truck, so definitely check out that video. We'll put that up in the corner. So Steve, tell him, what year is this thing?
It's a 2021 GMC Sierra 1500 AT4 edition with the 3-liter Duramax diesel and the 10L80 10-speed 4-wheel drive.
Wow.
It's a lot of numbers and letters in that.
That's beautiful though. I love it. Beautiful. So what's the first thing we're going to do on this little angel?
Well, we got to let the operating temperature. There's no drain plug on these, so it's just going to start taking the pan off and try not to make a huge mess.
I love it.
You know, I wish they'd put a drain plug in here, but too many people don't know what they're doing and drain the transmission, think it's in the engine, and all of a sudden the truck don't move and blow up the tranny. And I've seen it more than once, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, Steven's not making this stuff up. He has a whole Facebook page where he shows all this stuff. If you don't know, Steven's a transmission expert. He works here at AMCO Transmission. This is his home here. Spends about 10 hours a day. He works harder than anybody I know in the mechanic field, and he sees it all. He had one day a goo coming out of the coolant and all that.
What was that?
That one day, all that goo coming out of the radiator. That was funny.
Oh yeah, I had that a few times. Oil contamination's always fun to deal with.
So what are these, little 10 mil or 8 mil?
Yep, 10 millimeter bolts.
All right, 10
millimeter head, I should say.
All right, 10 mil.
I believe there's 16 of them.
Beautiful.
It's got a reusable pan gasket, which is nice.
Awesome. So it's a high quality transmission. Usually they're pretty high quality when they have the reusable gasket, right, Steven? Usually a little better trans.
It's hard to say. Honestly, it all boils down to just how well you take care of it. You know, I've seen $100,000 cars in here, and because they've used and abused it, and the transmission fail at 40,000. I've seen cars that you'd think were the biggest turd on the road and had 400,000 miles on the original transmission.
Wow.
One of my favorite ones, if you've seen my videos and my pages, you all know how much I don't like Dodge products. Especially the transmission in the diesel trucks. The 68 RE.
Oh.
Driven.
I'm gonna puke.
Stock. They last okay. But I have a customer that had a 2017 that had damn near 600,000 miles on the original transmission before it was just flat worn out. If everything looked great, it was just worn out. Yeah, you heard that right. 600,000 miles on a 2017. And here comes the fluid.
There she blows. I'm stunned. I can't even believe that. That's hard to believe, but Steven sees it all.
That's what I like to see. Nice red cherry fluid.
Yep.
Granted, it's only got 10,000 miles on it, but
it should look that way.
It should. I've seen ones come in that don't.
Yikes. Now, Steven loves this tool. We actually gave one of these away on the channel. And that right there is, what, your Swiss Army knife, Steve?
It might as well be. I use this for just about anything and everything I can. 3/8 drive impact. Depending on the vehicle, you can rip lug nuts off of this little bastard.
Wow. So yeah, we gave one of those away a few months back. So if you don't know, we got Eben's end of month giveaway every last Saturday of the month. And it's at 11 a.m. All you do is leave a comment down below to have a chance to randomly be selected. I go down through the comments, usually within the first half hour, and I randomly select people. You just never know. One video I'll pick 2 people. I might go a couple of videos without picking anybody, just completely random. and love giving back and helping all the people that are a part of the channel, and love the comments. And yeah. So there she blows. So important to have the right tools, and that impact is a game changer.
Absolutely. A lot of people that aren't in the field professionally like to talk crap because, yes, quality tools are expensive, but when you use them day in and day out, you get your money's worth.
Oh yeah, those elbows wouldn't be there if you didn't have that.
This is the first time I've done one of these 10 speeds too, so.
Oh wow.
This is new for everybody here today.
Awesome. Good old 10-speed transmission. Yeah, we just got done racing around. We did a video on his motor oil, so if you didn't see that one, check it out up here in the corner. And now we're back doing the Transmission.
It's a little hot.
Oh yeah, she is hot to trot.
That's what we like to see.
Beautiful. Hey, and if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe.
Or some of us like to say, we're girlfriend. This dishwasher don't talk back.
All right, we're going inside the books. So what do we got, Steven?
Well, as a whole, you got the valve body, pump, filter, assembly, everything here. This is the trans filter. It's probably one of the biggest trans filters I've seen internally.
Wow.
Just to put it into perspective, here's the new one.
Wow.
Most transmission filters don't have the pleated, the media pleated and folded up inside like that.
Wow.
There's a lot of surface area in this filter.
That's great.
Compared to a traditional 4-speed, 6-speed transmission. The trans fluid pump is chain driven.
Wow.
And it's down here. Normally the pump is up in the bell housing right behind the torque converter, driven directly by the converter hub.
Wow.
But that is not the case on this one.
Huh.
I believe there is also a variable displacement pump.
Wow.
And I believe this is an electronic pump to keep fluid circulating when the engine shuts off during an automatic stop-start cycle.
Wow.
On the Ford transmissions, they're external. I wasn't sure if this had one, but it appears to be that's what this is. You got the fluid intake here. There's a little filter screen in there, and a discharge pipe into the valve body. Keeps everything primed up, so when you take your foot off the brake, it's ready to take off.
That's awesome. I did not know that at all. Wow.
And in fact, I can show you one of the pumps off of the Ford. We just changed one.
That's awesome. So what are these little bolts, Steven, that hold on the filter?
Not very little, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They are an inverts Torx E10 in size.
Wow. Inverted Torx.
These are, according to the diagrams, these are torque to yield, so these are a one-time use bolt.
Oh, wow.
I believe that's aluminum.
Wow. Very soft.
It feels really lightweight.
Very soft. Wow.
That's aluminum. It don't stick to a magnet.
Wow.
There's two that hold this filter in.
You can tell them how light you go with these.
I believe
really
the torque
light.
is only like 7 foot-pounds.
Yeah, super light.
Pounds.
Yeah.
Especially being an aluminum bolt. Not much at all. And we might make a little bit of a mess here when we pull the filter out of the
Oh yeah.
the pump. And that we do.
It's like the killer in a scary movie. Sometimes with the filters, when you pull it out, it's got one more good scare come shooting out of that throttle body there. Or what do they call it? Not throttle body, it's a
trans pump.
Trans pump, yep.
Pump intake. Quick look up in there. So the new one, I got a new seal. There's a little bit of ATF to lube her up.
There she goes.
Just like that.
That's it, just pressure fits in.
Just using this bolt to hold it in, and we will replace with new ones.
Sounds good. All right, she's super clean. We got done cleaning her up. That's it, she's going up. The marriage has happened. Now all we do is bolt her up. And this is super light too, Steve, right? What is the torque about?
It's somewhere between 8 and 10 foot-pounds, I believe.
That's it, super light.
Very little, and what's nice about these reusable gaskets is they have compression stops. So even if you do over-torque it, you're not gonna squish the gasket out and destroy it.
All right, it's time for the liquid cherry to flow. This is the 100% synthetic, and this is the Signature Series ATF fuel efficient. And amazing what this does. It flows at negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit below zero. And if you want to see that flow, definitely check out this video up here in the corner. It's good. And you'll get a kick out of how it flows compared to Toyota ATF fluid and the Mopar. It's actually funny. You got to see it. But yeah, that's what we call the liquid cherry on the channel. And we're popping the cherry on the truck. It's getting the liquid cherry in a minute. We're going to be out racing around, but first we got to squeeze it in. It looks like it probably takes like 6.5. That's what I'm guessing, but I have no idea. So these are the specifications of the liquid cherry. You can see it meets and exceeds all the major specs. And we actually did my car. If you want to see my car doing the fluid up here in the corner, we did it with Steven. And what makes it such a big deal, it's good for double the severe service interval. So it keeps you protected in the high heat. And that's where you need the most protection on a transmission. And that's what kills them.
Heat is the enemy of automatic transmissions.
Yep. And you heard it from the expert himself, Steve. So he's going to get her tightened up, pump her up, got some pressure. We got our hose in the nozzle dispenser. We thread it into the bottom of the pan and feel her up.
It's a tight fit.
So what size bolt is that, Steven?
8mm Allen.
All right.
But just trying to get the clearance to actually get to it is a little easier said than done because of the drive shaft here.
Yeah. Looks like a little bit of a stickler.
A little bit.
Show them what they need.
Well, an 8mm Allen socket.
And it's a
the
shorty.
Shorter the better.
It's a shorty. And where do they get that tool at?
This is a Cornwell. A normal Allen wrench would work as well.
What is the length of that about? About 1.25 inches?
About 1.5 inches.
Yeah. So you're going to need 1.5 inches piece to get in there. It's that tight.
The four-wheel drive model with the drive shaft goes right in front of where you need to hook this thing into.
Wow. Just barely fits.
Yeah, barely.
It's like 1mm he's able to get it in. Just barely. All right, what do we got now, Steve? We're using a
little pair of vice grips.
Because the ratchet won't fit in there.
Well, yeah, as you start running out, but there's some thread sealer on this plug, and it's not quite easy enough to turn out by hand.
Wow.
So I just made a low-profile wrench.
I like it.
Minimal torque, but too much, my thumb and finger can't spin it.
The liquid cherries flowing in. And there she blows. She's just overfilling right out of the top.
Remote start for the win.
Ah, I love it, Steven. Complete genius. So now the torque converter is circulating. It's pumping all the fluid in there. And now what? You just keep going until she overflows, right? There's no straw in this one, right, Steven?
That's correct. I gotta fill this up. I'm gonna put the plug back in it and let it get to operating temperature. And then I'll pull the plug back out.
Awesome.
And let it settle at the proper level.
Perfect.
We need more fluid.
All right, it's time for the final fill. There she goes. So that's it, only 1 quart left, so you're gonna need all 8 quarts to do the service. That's it, finishing touches. All right, Steve pulled up all the stuff for the truck. Here it is, right here.
Trans fluid temp must be between 167 and 176 degrees.
Perfect.
To set the proper fluid level.
All right, money. We're up to temp, we're pulling the plug for the last time. Letting her drain down a little bit. And then once she's dribbling, then he corks her up, and that's it.
Looks good to me.
Perfect. It's go time. It's time to race. Let's do it. How's she running?
Well, right now it's not. It just shut off. But no, it's running great. Nice and smooth. Shifts like butter.
Beautiful.
Purrs like a kitten. Yeah, it's just hard to believe this thing's a diesel with how quiet and smooth it is.
That's awesome. What type of diesel fuel do you usually run?
Just good old #2 from Shell.
All right.
Try to stick with either Shell or Chevron. More often than not, Shell. Man, it's running again. Some people hate that auto stop stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me none.
It's this button right here, right?
Yep, you can turn it off with that.
All right, here is the after. Hey, and if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. Go ahead and tap this little button, and then you're gonna see the notification bell. You're gonna go in here, you're gonna allow it, all the settings in the badge. You're gonna go back, and you're gonna click this bell, and you'll hit all notifications. That way you'll get a notification when I publish my next video. That way you can leave a comment on any of my videos within the first 3 hours, and I randomly select people for the end of month giveaway. We give $100 gift cards away, all kinds of stuff. So we'll see you at the last Saturday of the month at the giveaway. Got some fuel and we'll see how she's running. Yeah, I notice a big difference in how loud it is. Definitely quieter. So we've idled her now for quite a bit. We did the motor oil change about an hour and a half ago, and it's idled for what would you say, Steve? A good 25 minutes, half hour almost.
It's probably close to 15 minutes or so.
Doing the trans, yep.
Doing the trans and everything.
Yep.
I drive around the block between oil change and trans.
Yep.
So
Yep. So what's the total verdict? What do you give it on wheel horsepower difference from before with the fuel additive and the oil change?
Honestly, it's hard for me to gauge something like that.
What would you estimate if you had to?
I really don't know. If there is a difference in power to the ground, it's small enough my butt dyno doesn't register.
Oh, all right. All right.
Something that small.
Yeah, just a couple horsepower.
Would be definitely something that has to be proven like on a dyno.
Oh, of course. Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Now, if we were going from 1 horsepower total to 4 horsepower total,
that's a big dumb bump. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that'd be a 400% increase. But
yeah.
We're working with 200 something, so
yeah,
a couple here or there, I'm not necessarily gonna feel.
Yeah.
But
sweet.
It's definitely quiet. It's definitely smooth. After a couple thousand miles, do I see a fuel economy increase?
Yes. So what are you at right now?
I just reset the trip, but lifetime I'm at 20.9.
All right.
And I just reset it because we're
awesome.
filled up.
And went ripping around, yeah. Sweet. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe to the channel. That helps out, and tap the notification bell. We do the end of month giveaway every last Saturday of the month, 11 a.m. We give Snap-on tools away, $100 gift cards, you name it. And your ticket to get in, just leave a comment. I randomly go through and select people. And Steve, anything you want to give them on the shop? Any shop info?
Amco Transmission in Henderson, Nevada. Address is 1241 American Pacific Drive, Suite 157. You can look us up on Google and give us a call if you got anything you want to have done to your vehicle. We do more than just transmissions, so give us a call and see if we can help you out.
Sounds good. Thanks, Steven.
Thank you. And
yeah.
You guys have a great night.
Yep, we'll see you back. If you want to see Steven's oil change, check it out right here in the middle. If you want to see more videos on cold flows, up here in the top. And we will see you back next time right here on Synthetic Oil Protection. Cheers to protection, protection, protection.